I don't see retirement in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be fighting for our rights until I breathe my last breath.
Mm. Yeah.
Uh, and why?
Mm.
Because I'm an old man. Why would I be so animate about fighting for my rights?
Mm.
I'm no longer fighting for my rights. I'm fighting for my children's rights, for my
Mm.
grandchildren's rights. I want my kids and my grandchildren to grow up in the same country that I grew up in, with the same freedoms and the same exceptionalism and the same responsibilities.
Mm.
Uh, let's not give our government our responsibilities. Let's be responsible for ourselves. Let's be the men and women to go out there and create, to be free, to to have responsibility comes with that freedom.
Mm.
Uh, to be good citizens and to do the things that make your country great. I would love to visit Australia
Yeah.
someday. I I, I've seen documentaries, I've seen films. It's a beautiful country, and you're losing your country.
Mm.
And at some point, you guys are going to have to stand up and say no more.
Mm. I agree. And that's where I get this attitude to fight from. I'm so glad to be here in Texas where I have my rights that are given from God, not my government. They are recognized here. I'm a legal immigrant and I still have those rights as well. So we need a lot to change in Australia. We do not have the right to protest. During the pandemic, we did not have the right to travel. They closed the border for 2 years. In my state, I couldn't even leave Western Australia to see my family in South Australia for 2.5 years, so we don't have the freedom of movement. We have mandatory gun registration there. There's a new law. This might make you feel quite angry in Western Australia. You cannot teach your child safe firearms handling until they're 12, and the person teaching them must have 5 years experience before they can do that. And this is even on your own property as well, restricted on the number of firearms we can own. I've just been contacted by a farmer whose farm was raised and 2 of his farm guns were seized because they are now banned. This is the kind of stuff going on in Western Australia. That's what I'm fighting for. I'm trying to educate the Aussies back home. So Stephen, any final advice or words of wisdom, because there are lots of Australians like myself and my husband Axel who love liberty. We love America, the people, because we believe in your values. There are people in Australia who are looking at our government and just saying, how do we fight this when we have no rights recognised? It's such a hard battle. It's basically legalised corruption now in Australia. What can nice words or inspiring words can you give to Aussies who are struggling at the moment?
Just don't comply.
Very Texan.
But band together and don't comply.
Mm.
I I have no other words other than that. And that sounds easy,
Mm.
but I have actually stood on my values on the state capitol when they were trying to ban things. I've gone to my state capitol and I've spoken. I spoke before the US Senate on safe storage laws and stuff, and I will not comply. I will not comply. God-given rights were rights that were given to me, and if you all band together and just, don't come. And I know it sounds real easy coming from me that is fighting to keep from losing my rights. But again, what are you going to leave the next generation? Are your children going to live under the boot of a dictator? And socialism is absolutely one step from communism, and it's really not that different. are you going to let your children? This is what matters. Is if you're not fighting for, yourself, fight for your country. And you can do mass uncompliance. You can protest, and that may not be legal, but they can't arrest everybody.
Yep.
And that's the deal, is they cannot arrest everyone. We're starting to see a movement in Canada. Canada has been much the same, and now Alberta is saying enough. And Alberta has already started the process to secede from Canada. Alberta is saying we have had enough.
Yep.
And the truck drivers in Canada that absolutely formed big convoys and saying enough. Canada's in trouble now. And I hope the Canadian people continue to either bring their country as a whole back to freedom or tear it down, break away, and then have, just like Germany was divided after World War II into a communist Germany and then free Germany. And then what happened? Enough people stood in resistance till the wall fell. And that's exactly how you do it. I'm not saying an armed resistance, because y'all have lost that. That can't happen. But a peaceful, non-compliant resistance, saying I'm just not going to do it anymore.
Or as we say, yeah, nah. That's how the way to say no in Aussie. Yeah, nah, not going to do it. Well, Stephen, I feel very blessed to be in Texas and to have met you up in Knoxville just randomly. Like I said at the start, you asked to sit next to me because I'm this lone Aussie Sheila on a bus full of Americans going to a scary gun show. And you sat down and you took me under your wing, and you've just been so accommodating to me.
You got
so
to shoot full automatic
I
belt-fed.
I did.
Belt-fed machine guns.
Stephen was pointing out, go and shoot that. That's banned in Australia. Belt-fed machine guns, all the fun stuff, and no one got hurt.